excited to see you because today we are at the St. Charles History Museum. I can't wait to take you inside. Look where we are, guess where we are. Let's explore and so much more. Won't you come and join me? Yes, please come and join me. Let's go through the door. Have you been here before? Come on, friends. Whew. Hi, Lindsay.
Hello, Katelyn. How are you?
I'm good. These are my library friends.
Hello there.
We are so excited to be at the museum here today.
Welcome, welcome.
This is awesome. Look at all of these wonderful things you have here to buy.
Yes, so everything that we have here in the gift shop, the Curious Fox gift shop, is all themed around St. Charles.
Look at all of these wonderful, so many cool things. Especially if you live in St. Charles, this would be a fun place to come and get a gift for someone.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, would you mind showing me some things that you have here at the museum?
Absolutely, you bet, absolutely.
When you come to the museum, does it cost money to get in?
It does. So for non-members, it is $2 for adults and $1 for kids. For members, it is free.
$2?
That's it,
Well,
yes.
that's a steal. Wow, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's so great. That's awesome. I can't wait to see more.
Yes, I can't wait to show you.
That's awesome.
If you want to follow me, I can take you on into the exhibit hall.
Yay! All right, friends, this is so cool. Let's go. Oh, now it really feels like we're in a museum. Look at all of these wonderful things in here.
Yes, indeed. So we have two types of exhibits here at the St. Charles History Museum. The first one is our permanent exhibit, and that starts right here with the Native American history.
Okay.
And it goes all along the wall, and it stops at the St. Charles, Charlestown Mall. So we try and cover as much of the general history of St. Charles as we can. And then once a year, we do a temporary exhibit where we focus on something more specific.
So it starts here and it goes all the way around and it kind of follows a timeline?
Yes, yes. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a lot of Civil War history here in St. Charles.
I did not know that.
Yes. So if you take a look at this picture right here, it says Camp Kane. This is actually a park here in St. Charles. And I'll give you a hint. It's got a big sledding hill right along the river. I don't know if anybody has been to Langham Park, but that actually used to be a Civil War training camp.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's something I would never know if I didn't come here and see this. That's so neat to see, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I see that all of the things that you have here, there's text, there's information next to it, so you know what it is.
Yes, absolutely. So the standard in all museum exhibits is you have to have an exhibit label describing what the artifact is, because otherwise it's cool to look at, but without that context, you don't really know why it's important. Exactly.
And so do you create the text here?
Yes, we do. So we do all the research, and then we produce the labels and mount those onto either like foam core, like that, or sometimes we can get adhesive and stick them right onto the acrylic display.
So let me ask you a question. When I go to visit a museum, I need to be careful about what I'm touching. Is that right?
Yes.
As I walk through a museum, it's really important for me to keep a lookout for what I should and should not be touching, right?
Absolutely. So the general rule of thumb when you go to a museum is to not touch anything.
Okay.
But in some cases, there will be specific artifacts that the museum staff has deemed okay to touch. And so the public can interact with that.
So the good idea is to keep your hands maybe to your sides.
Yes.
Or like I'm doing kind of behind your back. And so when I'm looking, I'm not touching. I'm just kind of keeping my hands to myself. And if there's something to touch, maybe a grown-up would let me know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or someone who works at the museum.
You bet.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a cool exhibit. What's next?
Library friends, there are so many different things to see at the St. Charles History Museum. I can't show all of it to you because this video would last forever. But I hope that you stop by and you visit and you see all of these unique artifacts in person.
Yeah.
So you said the word replica. What does the word replica mean?
So replica means that it's not the original item, but it is a copy of that item.
Okay.
So it was made with modern materials to look almost, if not exactly like the original.
Got it. Okay.
Now, most of the artifacts that you see in here are all original, but
Okay.
things like this is a replica.
Replica. Okay.
So,
Library friends, I really hope that you come here to the museum to see all of these things in person, because it's fun to see them over video and through YouTube, but just being up close and being able to look with my eyes and see all of the detail is just so cool. There's nothing like seeing it in person, so you're going to have to stop by.
absolutely.
So that's great. You said you wanted to show me something on this table. Is there anything going on over here that you're working on?
There is actually. So in this area is where we usually have our temporary exhibits.
Okay.
So right now we are staging it as a collection processing area. So when people donate artifacts to the museum, something has to happen with them. They have to, they're assigned a number, they are stored properly, they're marked with their number and put in boxes or put on display. So what we've got set up over here is to show people what happens with the artifact after it is donated to the museum.
So a lot of the artifacts and items that we saw today, they were donated to, do you ever buy items for the museum? How do you get all of these wonderful things?
That's a great question. About 85% of our artifacts are donated by people, but then there are some instances where you can look on, even eBay or different antique dealers and things like that, even at the flea market. Sometimes you'll find something that's definitely a unique piece of history and it's something we don't have, so we will make that purchase and purchase it for the collection. Absolutely.
Okay. That's great to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I see that you have white gloves in your hands.
I do. Yes, indeed. Yes. So the point of these white gloves, this is the staple. Museum people don't really have a uniform, so to speak.
Yeah.
This would be our main part of our uniform. And the reason for that is that artifacts, because they're so old, we need to preserve them and take care of them as long as we possibly can. So on our fingers, we can't see it with our eyes, but there are oils on our fingers that damage and harm artifacts. So by wearing these gloves, it's protecting the artifact, and in some cases, it's protecting us too. Sometimes there's leather artifacts that might have some mold on it or mildew. By wearing these gloves, that protects us.
Okay.
So, and if you guys would like to see, I can take you upstairs into our archives.
Yes, we would love to see that. What do you think, library friends? Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Excellent. Then if you follow me, I'm going to put my gloves on, take you upstairs.
So neat to see. Oh my goodness, let's go.
So in the basement, we store a lot of our furniture and three-dimensional artifacts. Off-site, we have a lot of our clothing and textiles and more furniture. And then up here, this is called the archives. We do have some three-dimensional artifacts up here, which I will show you one in just a moment. But other than that, we have more things like, paper-based artifacts, photographs, documents.
So things that are flat.
Yes, yes, absolutely. This table over here is where we also process artifacts. So the temporary exhibit I just showed you basically comes from this area. So this is where we process everything, get everything tagged, boxed, all of that fun stuff.
Okay.
So And
wow,
then,
lots of neat things to see up here.
yes, absolutely. And if you want to follow me up these short steps, I will show you. This is the cane that was used by Colonel Baker himself. And you can see, I don't know how close the camera can get, if I can make it into the light here, but you can see on here, Colonel E.J. Baker, St. Charles, Illinois. Now, the fun thing, if you've ever been to Hotel Baker and you've seen that bronze statue outside, this is the cane that is replicated on that statue.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
So,
how cool is that?
yes, right. So if you're ever walking by and, you know, so something like this we can't touch with our bare hands. I'm wearing
Right.
gloves right now, but the one in front of the Hotel Baker you can touch. So,
Yeah.
so that was the one item I wanted to show you guys. And in almost all of the photos we have of Colonel Baker, he's got his cane,
Yes.
especially in the later years. Let's see if
Wow,
there's,
that's really
I do have this cool thing. It's not so much an artifact, but it is just kind of neat to see, and it's its own kind of history.
This is
This is a model of the museum when we were renovating it to make it a museum. So before the museum was here, this used to be a gas station.
no way.
Yes, if you can believe that.
I would never know that.
Yes.
Wow.
And then in 2001, we moved everything from the municipal building into here. And this was the architectural plan that they'd come up with to show people what was happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so neat to see. And this is a place that we would never be able to see without you taking us behind the scenes. So
Absolutely.
that's really neat.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Oh, my
This is really
pleasure.
cool.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And one last thing, the clock that's shown on the outside of the building is right here, and it works. So if you can, I know the video probably can't capture that, but you can hear it ticking a little bit. So
I can hear it ticking.
and
So this is that clock on the outside of the building.
yes, yes. And we actually
Wow.
get it serviced, so Public Works sends literally kind of a clock person to come and service this periodically to make sure it's working and everything like that. So
Oh my goodness.
yes.
That's really neat to see because we walked up some stairs and this is high up when you look at it.
It is.
Outside.
Yes.
But since we're up the stairs, that's neat to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Well, thank you so much for showing us all of these wonderful things.
of
That's
course,
Awesome.
you're so welcome.
Great.
Thank you guys for coming to the museum.
Great. Bye, friends. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
See you next time. Come on, library friends. Library friends, it was so much fun visiting the museum. Did you know that St. Charles had this amazing museum? So exciting. You are definitely going to have to stop by soon. Thanks for joining us on Miss Katelyn's Neighborhood.